Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days a year to answer your 12 at 12 political questions at 12 noon Chicago time in the US. When I am done here, the questions are actually already in the description box. I've been gathering them as I went along, as I was getting ready. And when I'm done here, I go and I clean up the timestamping because I timestamp them as I go as well. So, and if you're here live, you can just follow along. Like yesterday, I'd forgotten question number 6, and you guys reminded me. Thank you for that. So I'll be doing that. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You can just go straight down to the description box and just click on whatever you're most interested in. So you don't have to listen to me jibber jab. So 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers for whom I am eternally grateful. Thank you so much for keeping us safe. This would not be possible without you. So thank you. All right, and just thank you for being here. So, okie dokie. Thank you guys. Let me think. Something else. Yesterday Sherry said, could you please answer my question tomorrow? I went looking, I didn't see it. And I do so if I don't answer your question, it is never anything personal. I don't see it, or I get an empty room feeling, or and if I see a question and I don't answer it, I try to put it in the description box while I'm gathering questions and kind of explain why not. I might have skipped that one, but I just didn't see it. So yesterday's chat, I was going back through and looking, I couldn't find it. So sorry. All right. So today, I'm going to be online all day. I've got internet, God's willing. I've got this live stream at noon. Chicago time at 4:00 over on the Book Art Media channel. We have our regular creative sprints, 25-minute sprints where we work on our creative projects. I've been getting more work done on a mystery novella, kind of a prequel, a prequel to the series. There is, heaven help me, there's now a pre-order up for the first novel in the mystery series, which is coming out December 4th. But I haven't put the link up yet because I'm still trying to not freak out. Anyway, thank you. And at 8:00 tonight for long-suffering, hey Kate, hello. For long-suffering patrons tonight at 8:00, we have our monthly 2-hour get-together, the patron-only tarot social, where it's just a small group of us, really, and we get together, and it's pretty much we read on anything but politics, really, and it's fun and wild and crazy stuff, and so so that is available for tonight. All right. Kate Priest is in the chat. We worked together a number of years ago in a bookstore. We did our time in retail, and it's so good to see you. All right. Rita says my internet seems better lately. It was a mess yesterday, but you're right. In general, it's been better. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody. That's very sweet. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to grab ye old cards. And Holly in France, 3 a.m. my time, so I'll catch the replay. Where did you go? Where did you go? Kate says, forged in the crucible of Black Friday. Wasn't that your phrase? That sounds like me. Forged in the crucible of Black Friday. Oh my gosh. I loved being around the books. I loved talking to book people. I really liked being at customer service. Cashiering was the stress. So anyway, yeeks. Holly's saying for the patron video, I'm in France, so 7 hours later than you. Oh, okay. So you mean this evening? Okay, watching the replay. Well, thank you for that. I was thinking right now. It's like, did you go east? Anyway, forged in the crucible of Black Friday. Yes, that totally sounds like me. Okay. Oh, and today's nails. So lots of fun stuff today. Flowers and swirls and all kind of fun stuff. All right, because we're getting, this is all the happy stuff. And then that's why I do the nails and the overlay and all this stuff. And then we dip down into the muck of the energy we read on, and then we come back up and catch our breath. So if it seems like I'm being flippant between these really serious questions, that's why we're just trying to move the energy. Because going down into it and just staying in that muck, it's awful. Kate had one other thing to say. Best retail job ever, true. But retail is still pretty rough no matter where you work. Absolutely true. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting out with Steve's question about the levees in New Orleans. All right, so we're starting, oh no! Getting a low internet connection warning. Don't do it. Don't do it, internet. Don't dip out. If I do, I will be back ASAP, and I will get my phone going, and I will do what I did yesterday, and I'm doing this. Don't, internet, don't do it, because I will be on here no matter what. All right. So, Steve's question. It's 7:30. Will the levees hold in New Orleans? Oh, good, it's back. All right. Full disclosure, I lived in Baton Rouge off and on for 10 years. And my best friend lives in Shreveport. So I start reading on New Orleans, and oh, it gets me. Oh, thank you guys. Okay. Oh, an SAS 78 had a terribly disturbing earthquake nightmare. Oh gosh. Changes are well, to some extent. Changes are always coming. So we'll be okay. We'll get through. We'll get through. We just have to help each other. We'll get through. Okay. All right. Nolans. Can I tell you a humble brag story about New Orleans? Just because I find it funny. Hopefully you'll find it funny too. This was 30 years ago. I was with my middle sister, and we were walking around in New Orleans, and it was the middle of the day, and it was actually relatively quiet. But we came out of I don't know if it was Café du Monde or whatever it was, but she was visiting from Chicago, and we walked out onto the street, and there were these two guys who were, in their 20s. And they were sort of walking toward it, but it was, it was a big enough square that they weren't walking directly, but they're kind of walking along. And I specifically come out into the sunlight. And then one of the guys goes loudly yelling, "Oh my gosh, you're so pale. Get some sun. I've never seen anybody that pale." And the buddy next to him goes, "Pretty though." And the guy goes, well, yeah. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Man. Katie, I like that. It seems like the internet agrees with Boo Boos and Katie. Like, they know you'll never take a day off. This is true. Yeah. If I have, where haven't you lived? You certainly had a varied history. Oh, I have not lived. I've never set foot in California. I've never been in the Northwest. I've never been in the Dakotas or the Carolinas. I'm not sure I've made it to Florida. I don't think so. But I've lived in a lot of places. So anyway, all right. Will the levees hold in New Orleans? Since my energy is very much right now in New Orleans. Back when I could eat beignets. Oh, good stuff. Covered in powdered sugar, dump powdered sugar all over yourself eating them. Who cares? Who cares? Bring it on. Levees. Will the levees hold in New Orleans? Oh, got a card upside down. That's holding. That's holding still. It is the card of holding still. He was near the end here. It might be the card for the reading. Make that the card for the reading because that's, yeah, that one flipped over while I was shuffling. 6 of Cups. That's New Orleans. Laissez les bons temps rouler. Let the good times roll. If I say, well, you better get to Florida before it sinks. All right, 9 of Pentacles. They've rebuilt there hugely. Knight of Swords. That might be the storm. 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. Oh, we refuse your water. Your storm. Your storm. We are doing well. We are going to survive this. We reject your water. We will be holding on. I've got good stuff here. I've got good energy here. Yeah. It will blow and be really tough, but they've been through a lot. Okay. Gary's saying MSNBC says they have 100 pumps to get water out of the city. I believe it. There was a bookstore I used to drive down. I used to drive down from Baton Rouge just to go to this bookstore. It was in the French Quarter. Great big multi-story place. It was fantastic. Well, 2-story place. It was fantastic. Oh, a nice bowl of gumbo. Yeah. Red beans and rice. Parlez-vous français? Un peu. Very, very, very little. I learned when I was about 3 or 4, as much as 3 or 4-year-olds talk and have a vocabulary. But then over the years, I tried relearning it, and I just have a block against it. But je comprends un peu. Is that right? I probably put that sentence together wrong, but anyway, here we are. Cheryl's saying, hoping the cards are right. Louisiana's been hit so often. Actually, Emmy's saying 3 pumping stations are out of service. Okay. Holly in France. Learning French is not easy. Ask me how I know. I can't imagine. Oh, and why? What is it with the counting? What is the? It's like 90 is like 4 20s plus 10 or something. 4 20s 10. What? Ooh, Irma says, I have my high school French to fall back on, currently learning Turkish. Ooh, nice. Ollie, it boggles the mind. Bane of my existence. Yeah, seriously. I tried starting to learn a little bit of Korean. It's a beautiful language. And actually, in spoken, much like French, it's like all vowels. Anyway. All right. Answer the questions. Okay. All right. 16 minutes in. Oh, this is sad. I'm seeing something about food shortages. Okay. Will food shortages result in Western cultures accepting insects as a nutrition source? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Korean is my next language. Huh? 감사합니다. 여러분. Anybody seen the movie Snowpiercer? Great movie. Rob D saying, this question bugs me a little. I love that stuff. Diane, your accent is quite good. Oh, bless your heart, Diana. You are a generous, generous person. It's about the music. Plant-based is the only way to go. Fellow vegan. Wheel of Fortune. Well, with time. With time. Also depends, maybe pockets, but in general, 5 of Wands, Star, World, Queen of Wands, Justice. They may be a protein source, but it's not balanced. There's to push senses of equality. There are going to be more foodstuffs that are made to have a whole range of. Back they used to have. What was it called? Back around the year 1000, when it came time for Lenten bread, there was a name for it. But anyway, it was basically they would, because, Lent made a virtue out of a necessity because food stores were low. And the first crops put down were actually for the animals. So it came to a point where in late spring, early summer, where they would just have to eat whatever they had, and they would make bread out of whatever they could scrape together out of the stores. And that's why you also had the crazy parties and the wildness in the villages, because in Europe there were versions of things like pot, and there was also is it ergot, the mold on some rye flours and things that was like had an LSD effect, and just on and on. But this bread, it feels like more like that kind of a, not just scraping together what was available, but this is also designing foods that can be like a basic that most people can access, that has a wide nutritional spectrum, and it feels very plant-based. Feels very plant-based. Greenery. Something can be used in the whole world. Like rolls, bread, balanced, to give hope, less conflict if people have good nutrition. Mental health is better if people have good nutrition. Vicky's saying seaweed. That will be some of it. Yeah. So I'm not really seeing bugs. But that makes me more hopeful about the future of humanity, because, I mean, that's why I am such a Star Trek fan. It's this idea of go forward and set a baseline where, you know, you're going to get a certain subsistence level. You're going to, and from there you can just rise, and people are healthier and contribute more to society in the long run. That's me. Rachel says animal AG is killing the planet, not to mention horribly cruel. I'm not the person to talk to you about that. I'm vegan. I'm vegan. See, Torino, pea protein. Ding. That's what this is. Thank you, Chase. Ooh. Dave says the vegan restaurant I go to has everything. Had a vegan tuna fish sandwich. Delicious and guilt-free. That sounds fantastic. All right, so that was good. I was afraid. I was afraid that was going to get dark and horrible, but it wasn't. All right, now, speaking of dark and horrible, the people trying to stop the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. So Lynn was asking, will the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act march? Oh dear, end in violence? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yikes. Will the John Lewis Voting Rights Act advancement march end in violence? Oh gosh, I hope not. Let's see. It's gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to go dig out my book. I have a book about it's a great book. It's called The Year 1000 in Europe. And it's not very big, but there was so little information we have left from that time period. And it's just the most fascinating book. There's a name for that bread, and it's going to bug me. I can't remember it. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Voting rights. Please don't end in violence. Queen of Cups. Doesn't feel violent. I'm not feeling violence. I've got a Queen of Cups. That's a whole lot of compassionate people, empathetic people. 4 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, King of Swords, Tower. This is law enforcement. Why have I got a Tower here? Because this is people who want voting rights going out. This is Republicans grumbling off to the side, but they don't have the power. When is this? When is this march supposed to take place? Please. Floating Lotus, maybe the Tower is saying maybe the Tower's bringing down the racist voter suppression. Gosh, I hope so. Gosh, I hope so. Oh, it's today? Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks. Knight of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. Is there any chance there's going to be some counter protests or something like that? Because I'm not liking these cards. I'm hoping this means it's the stopping this theft. But that's not really what I was asking. Rolanda's saying the marches today in many cities across the U.S. They're showing Atlanta and D.C. on MSNBC now. Okay, good. Let me spread out my major arcana here. I don't want them getting bunched up. March today. Any of these marches end in violence? Disappointment. 2 of Wands, 6 of Cups. The other side's working really hard. The other side is working really, really hard against this. I'm getting that under no uncertain terms. I'm hoping there isn't violence. I'm just seeing the other side. Oh, I know what that is. Tower, death. It's the COVID. It's a spreading event. Spreading events. That's what that is. But yes, the other side is working extremely hard against the voting rights. Of course they are. Dave's saying they're running out of oxygen in Florida hospitals. Is the death and tower and what have you? Is it the Delta variant? Yep. That was the first card I was getting to represent the COVID. Lovers going out. They're more likely to have been vaccinated and to wear masks, but there are going to be too many people out there who you don't need that many who aren't. This was I know. Well, I mean, we need voting rights so badly. At the same time, we don't need to have that many more people dead, especially with hospitals in such dire straits. Oh, Rolanda's saying Reverend Barber from the Poor People's Campaign was on MSNBC about an hour ago. What an awesome man and an awesome campaign. He is an awesome man. He is a truly awesome man. Hi. Cindy's saying 4 hospitals in, is that Oklahoma, are out of ICU beds as of yesterday. There was someone saying that it was like in Montana or somewhere, they called this hospital, said, do you have any spare ICU beds? We desperately need to send some people over to you. The hospital they were calling was in Connecticut. Trump, he's the one to answer. He's the one who should answer for all this anti-mask garbage. Get your vaccines. All right, so that's what I'm getting. I'm not getting violence. I'm getting super spreader. They're showing Atlanta, Phoenix, and DC right now. Please tell me every single one of them is wearing a mask. Please tell me there are just masks as far as the eye can see. All right. At 30 and a bit. All right, at 30:30. Susan was asking, will the U.S. be able to get more people out without more bombing out of Afghanistan? I'm assuming. The U.S. be able to get more people out without more bombing. Time. Time. 2 of Wands, Page of Swords, Hierophant, 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords. Hang on, let me close this door. Okay. Well, this is getting people out. Institutions in the center. Military presence very much on high alert. But they're standing. They're not. It's not the Knight of Swords going after. They're watching communications, packing people onto planes, traveling. So the cards are good, but there's a limited window. Thank you, Erica. Oh, good, Mandy. They are wearing masks. Good. There's a limited window, but they are just. It's a Herculean task. The number of people they are moving out day after day after day here. It's amazing. So, and then after that, there's going to be a plan to. There's going to be a plan for underground stuff or to. Hello, Boo Boo. I even hear that there are some people on their own dimes, some military people who are going back and getting people they worked with out on their own dime. Just finding ways to get them out. So, Floating Lotus is saying they're saying it's the largest airlift the U.S. has ever done. I believe that completely. So, Holly Wanda says this is the age of masks. I hope so. Wish more people would wear them. Okay, at 33. Oh, we're going to look at 33:30. Wondering Eyes was wondering about Joe Manchin. Will Joe Manchin be reelected? Where are you, Joe? I haven't read on you in a while. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Yes, his energy frustrates the heck out of me. It just does. It's like I know I've reached out to his energy because I'm instantly frustrated with him. Nine of Cups. Well, we want to keep control of the Senate. As annoying as he is, as frustrating as he is, it's because of him being a Democrat that we're able to have Schumer in charge of the Senate. We don't have McConnell in charge of the Senate, and we are able to head the committees. And I mean, it makes a big deal. Rita says that he's not up until 2025. 2025. That isn't an election year. I must be missing something. Oh, and I'm not saying that this is happening tomorrow. We're just looking. Okay. 6 of Pentacles, Devil. 8 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 2 of Cups. Yep, he will. He gives just enough to the Republicans to fend off the worst of the worst of the worst on the right, who would kick him out in a heartbeat. So he holds things up and kills a lot of bills, but he's a Democrat, which allows Democrats to remain in power. That's the trade-off. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's the situation. That's what the cards are saying too. Yep, he is. I'll pull 3 more, but it looks like he's going to be back. Oh boy. But he's so frustrating. Clarence. Hello, Clarence. We are looking at Joe Manchin. Floating Lotus is saying Manchin's current term expires January 3rd, 2025. He's up for re-election in 2024. Okay, thank you. Do. 2 of Cups. Oh, he's walking that tightrope between the parties. It causes a lot of legislative worry. And pushes is able to get his own agenda stuff through. But ultimately, as long as he's a Democrat, we have power we wouldn't have otherwise. Because it comes down to the weakest link. The person who is the weakest link in the consensus in the party in power, they have the power. So that's what I got for him. He's going to be around for a while. If he could be replaced by another Democrat who was willing to be more of a Democrat, that would be great. But I'm not even sure he could do that well in West Virginia right now. West Virginia is currently very right-wing. Thank you, Hillbilly Elegy. I've lived in West Virginia. I lived there. That's where my father was in sales, and the company was actually based, or rather the manufacturing was based in Parkersburg, which is on the Ohio River, border with Ohio. Wood County. Remember that from the snow days. But anyway, here we are. All right. All right. 39. All right. I haven't heard anything about this. You guys are going to have to educate me a little bit. Rhonda was asking county mayor of Memphis. There's a county mayor? Tennessee. Just mayor of Memphis, Tennessee is suing Governor Bill Lee over mask mandates. How will it go? Mayor of Memphis. Well, actually, I'd better just go ask the great Google. We beseech thee for information. 2 lawsuits challenged Governor Bill Lee for making masks optional. Shelby County sues Tennessee governor. Let's see what we've got here. The County claims Lee executive order allows parents to opt out of the requirement that their kids wear a mask, that it jeopardizes school safety. Shelby County government filed a lawsuit against Tennessee Governor Bill Lee. Okay. County officials who cover Memphis and its suburbs. All right, so there isn't a specific name. So it's Shelby County government. All right, I will look at that. Do. Okie dokie. Arlette says they've got judges in their favor as well. Oh, okay. 41. So the governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, has made mask wearing optional. So there are at least 2 suits against him saying it's too dangerous. How are those lawsuits going to do against the governor? Governor Lee. Governor Lee of Tennessee. Suits against him. I'm getting an image of masks. A feeling, actually, of masks. King of Wands. Oh, yeah, that Trump garbage. Death card. Yeah. Yeah, you have a pandemic. People are dying. Five of Pentacles. 2, and then your communication of right-wing propaganda. That's happy Democratic families who want to stay happy and whole. It feels like whoever's going to come up against the families is going to end up hurting. So he can spout whatever. Is he actually spouting right-wing talking points and all of that sort of stuff? Well, that's saying we've got to get more Democrats on the Supreme Court. Oh, from your keyboard to God's ears. Governor Lee. The case is against Governor Lee. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. When I'm done here, I'm going to go have words. I'm going to go have words with my internet people. Matter of fact, they gave me a priority number to call yesterday if I'm still having trouble within the next 48 hours. Oh yes, I shall be calling that as soon as I'm done here. And while I was waiting to see if this would come back on, I set up my phone up here. So if this goes out again, I'm hitting that button, and you're going to do the upward view again. I don't give up. Anyway, so the question at 49. Okay, at 40. So we were asking about, was it the Shelby County filing a lawsuit against Governor Lee? We did that, didn't we? No, we just started doing that. So let me know. Katie, why did you come back? We were getting into musical numbers. I'm so sorry. Can I contribute? What are we singing? Yes, carry on. Okay, so we are at probably like 50 now, but yes, 50. All right. All right. So I pulled questions. I pulled cards for Shelby County government filed a lawsuit against Tennessee Governor Bill Lee on Thursday, claiming that his executive order allowing parents to opt out of school mask requirements impedes the county from providing healthy and safe public schools. And apparently that's one of 2 cases. So how is it going to go? All right. I got a whole bunch of cards falling out. And what I got was, for the reading, I got a world card. I think things are moving toward is they're moving toward a one law across the board, either via the courts, or I don't know if there's going to be some kind of executive order or bill passed, but we're moving toward a everybody does the same thing. Then instead of 5 cards, I got 2, 1, 2, and 1. Weird. So, but it starts with this Justice and the Tower, which I believe is more and more judges are saying that the mask mandates that you have to, you can't make them optional, that it's against public safety, public health. But they're going to keep trying. The far right's going to keep fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. This does not fit neatly into my little rack, but we'll try because otherwise you can't see it all. All right, so these 2 came out together. Justice and the Tower came out together. The Republicans will fight back, of course. Don't want people to be safe. But you've got a partnership. Got a partnership between the Democrats and local. This is like federal government, Biden administration, or the Democrats working together on the federal level and on a more local level to try to keep people safe. We do end up with the card of dynasty here. But a lot of this thing trying to allow people to opt out of mask mandates, it's to be contrary. It's to raise money. It's to create something for people on the far right to be angry about. That this will benefit the Republicans too, for there to be a single thing that you need to do. But correct me, the courts have been generally saying that they've been siding with the CDC, basically, haven't they, with health rather than local politics? Or am I not remembering that correctly? But I'm getting we're headed toward a one person, the big decision made by somebody in power. One person. I don't know if it's like a Fauci character or a Biden character, or I don't know who it is, but one person over a wide period, looking over a wide swath of people to try to keep the children safe. I'm getting. Cheryl, you're all correct. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Polly wanted to make America Germany again. All right. What's next? Okay, we're at 55, basically. So Sheila had a question. Sheila Edwards. Are you Celtic Tarot Sheila? I don't know. I know Sheila, but I don't actually know her last name. Not offhand. I'm assuming you're someone else. But Sheila had a question. Oh, Polly wanted to make Germany. Sorry, not Germany. Make America Germany again. Okay. Yeah. 50. All right, 5530. Now we're back to Joe Manchin. Oh, a combination of the other two questions. 5530. Sheila was asking, will Joe Manchin vote with Democrats for the voting rights bill? Ay. Thank you, Polly Wanda. William says, I have COPD. I'm wearing a mask. Please do. Please do. My mother has COPD. I got little canisters of oxygen. I mean, I wipe everything down. I wipe stuff down more than she does. Eeks. Okay. It's actually more like 5630 now. All right, Joe Manchin, going back to you. The country's weary eyes turn back to you. All right, this next, hopefully the voting rights bill coming up. Joe Manchin, are you going to vote with the Democrats to pass voting rights? Heartburn. The whole thing's giving him heartburn. Other states have been trying to, they've literally, delegations from other states have gone and sat down with Joe Manchin, made appointments, sat down with him to explain, you know how in your state you can do this and this and this and this to get your ballot? Our state, you can't do any of that. And it's getting worse. And he's like, really? And then he's still not necessarily helping. Joe Manchin, he loves being a gadfly. Every time I read on him, I get frustrated, but I also get this it's like a little bit of glee in him. That he gets to upset people, that he gets to be a wrench in the works. There's this little, it's really disgusting, to be honest. People's lives are at risk. And you're, ugh. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, whose side are you fighting for? Ten of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Yes. If he wasn't there, we wouldn't have control of the Senate. 3 of Cups, Lovers, Tower. Well, this is happy in the middle. Powerful in the middle. I don't know if it's happy. This would be good, but this tower, are you taking down the Democrats working together, or is this the cult that you're taking down? I never know with him. Voting rights. Are you going to vote to protect voting rights? Or is no bill going to be good enough? I can't stand this guy. I cannot stand this guy's energy. I can't. Am I the only reader who reads on this guy and is just like, grrr? His energy is so frustrating and petty and childish, and at the same time he's got this surface which is almost completely different energy, but you get anywhere near further down in it and voting rights. See, last card for the reading for the last cards I just pulled, Knight of Pentacles, fighting for the Republicans, but now it's fighting for the Democrats. Ace of Cups, King of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. He's going to hold things up. I want to, because this is weakening this is the far right garbage. This is weakening. This is a strengthening of the Democratic stance of people need voting rights. This is the far right trying to limit voting rights, ending up more and more back on a heel because the courts are stopping them here and there, and other things are coming forward to stop them. But this, the energy is just clear as a bell. This is Manchin trying to throw a wrench in the works so nothing happens. So he doesn't have to go on record where someone can say, oh, you're a Democrat, oh, you're a Republican. He stays in power as long as he's making everybody equally mad, and he doesn't have to be held accountable for anything. Can't stand this guy. Oh, boy. Last look. Page of Pentacles. Oh, you're getting some money, aren't you? High Priestess. Four of Swords, Temperance. Holding secrets to keep voting rights from passing, to make sure the voting rights stuff just comes to a screeching halt. But secrets and temperance, and we're using the higher wisdom of temperance and what have you, but it's secrets, and the secret has to do with where he's getting money. Part of where he's getting money. But he's just gonna kill it. He's gonna do everything he can to kill it. He's infuriating, and I cannot stand the man. At least we have control of the Senate, the legislature, and the committees. But that does not make it good. That doesn't mean we have the power we should have based on the actual voting. Frustrating. Okay, moving on. Paula says he has always been there for big coal and energy companies. Yes. Yes. All right, 103 and a bit. Where are we? Marcus Flowers is running against Marjorie Taylor Greene in 2022. 103, let's say 104. Okay, 104. Okay. All right, Marcus Flowers. Marcus Flowers, Army veteran, patriot, Democrat. Democrat running to defeat Marjorie Taylor Greene. And he's a man of color. Wouldn't that just stick in her craw? Katie, you can get this song stuck in my head for the rest of the day. I'm just a bell. Yeah, I'm only a bell. And I'm sitting there on Capitol Hill. Marcus Flowers is a very good guy, says Orland. Whoops. 104. 45. Marcus Flowers, are you going to meet, or are you going to beat Marjorie Taylor Greene in 2022? Marcus Flowers, how are you going to do? Linda saying, oh, please win. Marjorie Taylor Greene is the worst of the worst. I pray for no one worse, only better. The bar's pretty low, too. All right, Marcus Flowers. Could have a couple of different meanings. Very diametrically opposed meanings. Let's see what the other cards say. Queen of Pentacles. Guess who that is? Actually, she's a Queen of Wands. But Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. These are together. These are the to me in my head, these cards, they go together. When I was learning tarot, I'd get these mixed up because one's about theft, one's insult to injury, and they're both very similar in sticking it to somebody else. Being hemmed in by voters. Republicans out in the cold? No. Marjorie, no, the one thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene is she raises a lot of money. Let me put it to you this way. The Sun card I got for the reading. This can be either it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life, and I'm feeling good. Or this can be the card of white supremacy. Yes, I have a card of white supremacy. Welcome to Political Tarot. The thing about Marjorie sitting over here on the deck is she raises a lot of money. Here's the thing, though. Marcus Flowers is going to raise a lot of money, too. And someone is going to be roundly defeated, and not only that, but silenced for a very long time. Here we have the Sword of Truth. And this lovely, idyllic, democratic view getting in the way of her victory. Oh, she's going to have some legal problems. Oof, okay. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty. And Republicans are going to be terrible toward him. And it's going to get ugly. But ultimately, there's going to be a resounding answer on who wins. And Republicans out in the cold. So that's what I'm getting. Please. Please. I will not miss you. Matter of fact, I'm disappointed. One of the political things I'm disappointed of in my life personally is that while I can say I was in a place that I was able to vote against Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard, what's his name, from Louisiana? David Duke. First time I ever voted, I voted against him. I can say that. I can carry that with me the rest of my life. I got that close. I got that close to being able to vote against Michelle Bachmann. I had moved to Woodbury, and election came up, and it was like, I'm in her district. I'm going to get to vote against her. No, it had been the district. The district had been redrawn like just before that. So the part that kind of dipped down into the part of Woodbury where I was living, it erased that. So it was only up in here. That missed it by that much. And I don't miss her. Thank you for being here, Rob. Gerrymandering, yeah. All right, we're at 110. Okay, and Sheila's asking about the filibuster. Will Democrats eliminate the filibuster so they can pass the voting rights bill? Well, I was getting strong energy for the voting rights bill, just Manchin throwing wrench in the works wherever he could, but that doesn't mean that would be the end of it necessarily. So the filibuster, will Democrats get rid of the filibuster to pass voting rights? Will the Democrats? Because filibusters, it didn't work very much under McConnell anyway. He just made sure things didn't come to the floor. Kate Singh, I like to think that gerrymandering is something that happens in other people's states. It's depressing it happened in Woodbury. Woodbury is it's one of the kind of suburbs of Minneapolis. So. Filibuster. Oh, filibuster. You are a relic that should be gone. But will Democrats get rid of the filibuster so we can pass voting rights? Yes, if you love your fellow country people, you will allow them to vote. Equal votes for legal adults. Fool. Four of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Four of Wands. Insult to injury. Democrats are fools for not taking advantage of the weakness that Republicans are in right now. They just are. I mean, I believe it or not, I'm a fairly moderate Democrat by nature, just because I worry about our national debt. But not taking advantage of this situation is stupid. And this is just a lovely Saturday at the Garden Center. It's like, no, you should be doing more. This is the far right base of power here, adding insult to injury. Those cards are saying, no, they won't get rid of the filibuster to pass voting rights. But it's... But then again, they need Manchin and Sinema in order to get rid of the filibuster. And you had Manchin throwing the wrench in the works. King of Pentacles. I'm getting really tired of hearing about, if a Democrat did blank, that'd be all over it. Or if so-and-so did blank, that'd be all over it. But McConnell's McConnell. And if he gets control of the Senate, things are going to go right back to the way they were. 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Reform. We may at least get some reform. Good. This is their plan. This is what we're going to do. No, you need to make a plan, and you need to do a lot, because you're going to have to go stand up there. And you're going to have to talk. And sometimes you're not going to have enough people willing to do that, or you're going to not have enough to talk about, or whatever it is. So things go forward anyway to a vote. I'm getting a feeling of reform. Unfortunately, I'm not getting rid of the filibuster. Hey, Kevin, how are you doing? Apples and oranges. Oh, I could use some fruit. Are you going to the store? I'll pay you back. Linda, and worse, he'll have an ego the size of Jupiter. Kind of does. Okay. Erica says, Dems have to stop being so weak. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. But we are going to get through this, and at least you all voted, and we don't have to deal with Trump anymore. Trump is out of office. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So next we have got Charlie saying, do you see any Afghan refugees being harassed in America? Unfortunately, you know how we can be. I know exactly what you're talking about. Isn't that sad? Ah, Catherine, I'll have to look that up. Thank you. Oh, I know how evil the GOP fiscal argument is. Oh, I'm totally, how much I despise them has few bounds. But all right, 116, 30. Do I see Afghan? I think this is going to take 3 cards. Do I see Afghan refugees being harassed in America? In the United States. America. With your gun and your drive-through liquor stores and 3 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Well, this is managing to get people who helped us out of Afghanistan, but they get here and they're poor. Refugees it's always poor people who come here. They don't show up as billionaires, which is fine. But this is law enforcement. This is a lot of protection that the Afghan refugees are going to have, or the people coming from Afghanistan are going to have. So I'm actually getting quite a bit of protection for them, but of course you've got the people on the right who are going to be complaining about it. Biden did the wrong thing. Those poor Afghan children, yeah. So you accept them coming here to live, right? Oh no, of course not. Mm-hmm. Holly and Francis, did you hear that Airbnb is offering refugees free accommodation? I did hear that. Amazing. Kevin, I can't repeat it, but I like what you call GOP economics. Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right. The thief card. Oh yeah, they're of course any refugee, and whenever people are complaining about refugees and for people immigrants from other countries, and they're all going to destroy our country and blah blah blah. It's like Joe DiMaggio was given a lot of grief and called a spaghetti eater as a term being looked down on and less than because he was from an Italian family. Really? Somehow there's always an other. Oh, boy. People will continue to come here, but it's going to have to be in secret. There's going to be all kind of underground stuff. Patriarchy run amok. That's Afghanistan. So it doesn't feel as bad as it could be, for what it's worth. Okay. Grandma Rose and the Irish before that. Exactly. All right. 120. Well, we've looked at Joe Manchin twice today, so let's just look at, Gwen, if it's okay, we're just going to look at Sinema. The question was, will Joe Manchin and Sinema be investigated? But let's specifically look at Sinema, because we've already looked at him. All right. Kyrsten Sinema, are you going to be investigated for wrongdoing? Exasperated, that's the word. That's the word that's coming to mind with her. She's getting exasperated with all these people being against me and having to deal with these little people who are always complaining. Not necessarily a great mindset for a politician, but they always want something. Yeah, they're your constituents. That's the point. You're basically a lobbyist who's actually, well, I'd say a lobbyist who makes the laws, but we know how much lobbyists do. You're a lobbyist for your constituents. That's kind of stretch the definition out. That's kind of your job. You're being paid by them to push their interests. Moon, 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, King of Swords. Yes, I would say there's going to be something coming up that's not going to go well for her. Or she'll be a part of when the Republicans start getting hit, the far right extremists, the Trumpians. This is right now. She's disappointed with the job. She's frustrated and what have you. Is this hitting her or is this hitting? Because what's coming is hearings and court cases and indictments and there's so much news over the next year and a half. It's going to be a fire hose. Absolutely. So, Sinema, is that you being investigated in the house, your house coming down, or is that 2 cards for the reading? Republicans getting their way because of what she's doing, but she's still a Democrat, so Democrats retain control, in theory, control of the House. Sorry, the Senate. Partnership, Devil, Yeah, she's walking. She swears up and down she's a Democrat, but she's kind of walking both sides of the fence. She's giving a little bit of lip service and whatnot to people on the right. I get extreme selfishness from her. I just do. If you like her, good for you. I understand, but I don't get that she's coming from a good place. I just don't. That's the energy I get. So that Knight of Swords and Devil card, is that for her, or is that for what's going to come down against Trump world and their ilk? Lovers. Insult to injury, fool. 6 of. This is hearings. This is people coming and going to hearings. Some people going to prison. Foolish people thought they could get away with anything. This has to do with the insurrection and other insult to injury, other bad things that were done. This has to do with the cult. I don't think she's going to be in trouble. We're just not going to be paying as much attention to her. So, thank you, Kenya. Okay. All right. Thank you, Linda. Yes, Greta Cinema does like the attention. All right, 125. Let's see if Robert F. Kennedy has anything he would like to share. If I was asking, what does Robert F. Kennedy feel about Sirhan Sirhan being granted parole? Let's see here. Sir. What do you feel about Sirhan Sirhan getting parole? The man who took your life. For what it's worth, it feels like his family on the other side is trying to protect him right now. Energetically, there are a lot of people thinking about Robert Kennedy. There's a lot of energy kind of floating in that direction. Not all of it good. And it feels like his family like locking arms around him to protect him from that energy. Page of Swords. How old was he when he? How old was Sirhan when he did this? Talk about insult to injury. Queen of Wands. 4 of Swords. 2 of Wands. Knight of Swords. Shouldn't get out. He shouldn't get out. It doesn't matter what you're communicating. You do not give this man his sword back. And it sets an example. He was 24. Thank you, Michael. Because I'm getting relatively young here. He's relatively young when he did it, but it was so egregious. And he spent 50 years in prison. And he's talking a good game, but Robert Kennedy, his energy is saying, don't do it. Let's see if there's any more information. Kennedy. It's Kyrsten Langston and Linda G, who were the big Kennedy people. Page of Pentacles. Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Three of Cups. I don't know that he's going to get out. This is a celebration, but this is like maybe he gets out once his health starts to seriously fail. And just as I feel he's too sick to be let out, just because he's old doesn't make him change his violence. Well, this feels like age-related sickness. I don't think he's that old or ill right now. Cat Shepherd says, Barbara Cole, respect. I looked into learning Welsh back in my 30s. I gave up 10 minutes in, and I don't blame you. Kevin says the governor has to approve. Could be an election issue. You have a point. That's prison. It's going to prison. It's not necessarily getting out. Holding still, being held still, holding still. Here's a Tower. Fool. He was a fool to try. The cards are saying that he's not getting out. It feels like Robert Kennedy's saying he shouldn't get out, but the cards are saying he won't. So, thank you. Bless you. Bless your soul. Bless your soul. All right. That's going to do it for me for today. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with my internet problems. I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to go make a phone call. But we'll make it work. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel doing our normal 4 25-minute creative sprints. If you have anything creative you work on, you're welcome to join. We just work on our own projects, and then we're just supportive of each other during the little breaks between. And it's a good way to carve some creative time into your schedule. And tonight, for long-suffering patrons, tonight from 8 to 10 p.m., I will be here, and we get together as a small group over through Patreon, and we read on. Basically, you bring the questions, and we generally end up reading on everything but politics, but everything from space to the future to Hollywood people to just everything you can imagine. So it's a lot of fun, and that's tonight, and that happens monthly. Hang in there. I will. I'm grateful for you. There are good days ahead. Don't forget. All right. Don't forget. That's the important thing. If you leave with nothing else, leave with that thought. All right. And I'll see you all either later or I'll see you tomorrow because I'm here every day. Take care.